Welcome to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making an impact, empowering the good in our community and around the globe. It's barbecue season, y'all. Did you know that 75% of Americans own a barbecue grill, but how many of them actually know how to masterfully cook on it? Joining us to talk about all things barbecue is 7-time world barbecue champion, owner of Memphis Barbecue Company and Barbecue All-Stars, and author of 2 cookbooks, a nationally recognized television barbecue expert, Melissa Cookston. Melissa, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. And it's so great to see you.
Before we heat up the conversation with barbecue tips, tricks, and philanthropy, talk about what led to your passion of barbecue and story, climbing the ranks in a male-dominated industry to becoming a 7-time world champion barbecue champion.
I grew up, my family had a love for barbecue. My grandfather, who was my person, that was his favorite item to eat. So, I grew up having a love and a passion for eating barbecue. My family didn't cook barbecue, but my husband, and we've been married 25 years. So this was a long, long time ago. I'm dating myself now, but he made the mistake of taking me to a barbecue competition, and I fell in love. I mean, it was my passion from the jump. So I decided, I think I'm going to try this thing.
That's awesome. And obviously it's worked well. And you've really just proved to so many people that barbecue is a great way to not only feed others, but to give back in the community. I mentioned you're the owner of Memphis Barbecue Company in Horn Lake, Mississippi, and Barbecue All-Stars, which is actually just down the street from my house in South Haven. Talk about what there is to offer at each place. And then for those who may not be able to quickly drive to these places, where they can shop or order online.
When I opened Memphis Barbecue, I really made a commitment to quality. So when you go in and order a barbecue sandwich, that's when the pork is pulled. We don't pre-pull. We slice the brisket to order, and we've stuck by that commitment to quality through some diverse times. I've been in the restaurant business over 40 years, and I've gathered a lot of good knowledge from each place that I worked. But Memphis Barbecue Company is, it's one of those places you go in, and as the owner, I can stand in the middle of the restaurant and you just hear people, loving what they're doing. It's more of an experience. We give you permission to eat with your hands, stuff food in your face. So, it's fun. And we cook over 4 tons of meat a week there. So we're quite busy, but it's always fresh.
Our family loves Memphis barbecue. I love when our family comes into town, we always, they ask, where do you go? Memphis barbecue. And so we love, my family is just obsessed over the cheese fritters, as well as the salmon, which when we talk about going to a barbecue restaurant, you think, okay, I'm talking about pulled pork, but there's so much more to offer than just the traditional barbecue offerings at Memphis Barbecue, which I think is really unique. You have a donut burger as well. So it's really fun to see just the different in the meatloaf. Oh gosh, now I'm hungry. It's just bringing back so many great things to have there.
Well, you must understand that most of my friends cook barbecue. So when I was developing the menu, I had to put a lot of things on the menu that, they would come see me, because I lived at the restaurant for so long that, I wanted to see my friends. So I put a really diverse menu together. It's not all barbecue. It's just really good Southern food.
Talk about Barbecue All-Stars now.
So the Barbecue All-Stars is a retail store. It's really kind of like a theme park, more than a retail store, because it's 13,000 square feet of anything you could possibly think of. If you're a grilling enthusiast, a barbecue enthusiast, or just an eating enthusiast, we have things there that you can eat right away. But it all came about because we were having to, as a grilling community, order things online and have it shipped, and we're all paying for shipping. It was hard to get good quality meat, which we do have at the Barbecue All-Stars, but we teach classes there for the backyard griller who just wants to up their game. And, we have pickles and olives, rubs and sauces and grills, but we also have a lot of gifts. Plan on spending some time when you come.
Absolutely. I was talking to you before our interview about your flavor dust, which comes in a variety of flavors, and you can use it literally on anything. I just want to sprinkle it like pixie dust on all my food now. And then I was talking to a friend about your woo woo sauce and how it really just kicks up the flavor on really any meat that you want to dip it in. So, like you said, when I was in there too, I was surprised at how many, like, this is the gift shop for so many in our lives, fathers, moms, wives. I mean, there's so many great things in there. I love the crackers that you put, the party crackers. You've got sourdough, you've got the Capri candles, you've got these beautiful canvas and leather bags.
Yeah.
So it really is a place where you can get, say, for those that are watching in Middle Tennessee, where can they shop online or order your meat via Memphis Barbecue or Barbecue All Stars?
Yeah, so if you're looking for cooked meat, you want to just hang back, reheat it, and feed a crew, you can go to goldbelly.com and all the barbecues on there. If you're looking for anything at the Barbecue All Stars and you want to do it yourself, or you're just looking for some stuffed olives or pickles, you can go to thebbqallstars.com.
Right now, you did mention the World Junior Barbecue League a little bit. Your heart for community is tremendous, and you are a global change maker. Talk about the World Junior Barbecue League and its mission and ways the community can support it.
It all started out with my daughter. You know, she followed me when I was on the road competing. She was with me. And it's amazing to me how quickly these kids learn and how good they are. So I did a show in Texas for the state high school championship, and I was hooked. These kids thought they were learning to cook barbecue, but they were learning life skills, core values. You know, these are the kids that we want running our country. And it's amazing to me to see how I'll get these at-risk kids who are not confident, but they cook in a couple of barbecue competitions and all of a sudden their head comes up and they're proud of themselves. And for me, that gives me the warm and fuzzies. You know, we have a championship here locally in DeSoto County every year, and it's a $20,000 purse. So it's, you know, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of hard work. I mean, they cook the main four meats in the Kansas City Barbecue Society sanctioning body. But we are now going international. So this spring we have a WJBL competition in Guatemala and in Grand Cayman. And I'm talking to several other countries about getting them all set up. So the winners of those competitions will come to our championship in the fall. And my idea was to have a banquet on Friday night where the kids from all across the world can sit and eat and talk about their philosophies on cooking barbecue, because as we know, barbecue is very regional. We don't cook it here in Memphis like they do in the Carolinas or in Texas, but can you imagine in Guatemala what they're cooking, or in Grand Cayman? But I really want them to be able to interact, to be able to meet each other, talk about barbecue, and, you know, really come unplugged. You know, teenagers today are so plugged in. You know, if they don't ever decide to become a competitive pitmaster, at least they'll know how to feed themselves. I mean, my daughter now is older and she cooks barbecue for me. And, you know, that makes me feel good. So when I'm long gone, at least I will have left my daughter with the art of cooking barbecue.
That's great. And it really is, as a parent, you find that your children help guide you in what you're doing and what they're passionate about, you really want to expand upon. And so I think that's so great that now so many kids, youth, teens are able to not only learn those life skills, but also some great culinary skills as well. When you were talking about barbecue in different regions, areas, countries, it made me think about our friends in London. We were over there and they said they're going to have a barbecue. And I was thinking, oh yeah, great. You're going to cook barbecue for us. Okay, we've got the best barbecue. And then we show up and I'm like, this isn't a barbecue. This isn't what we think of as a barbecue.
Right.
And so that would be so cool to see, you know, the term barbecue is general, but then the way and methods of cooking and the meats and everything else is really, like you said, regional in the style of it. So that's really cool to see that you are bringing an international flavor to this World Junior Barbecue League to be able to provide a platform for these at-risk youth and youth that really need an opportunity and a place for them to feel themselves and to put in some good energy to be able to then provide a platform for them and skills is fantastic. You were a judge on Netflix's American Barbecue Showdown, which is a competition show in 2020. It was so fun to see you judge the show, which ultimately, spoiler alert, once again showed a woman pitmaster win it all. But rumor has it that season 2 is on the horizon. Can you talk a little bit about what we might be able to expect or when it should be able to come out?
I will tell you that it was a total blast filming this season. I think you'll see a lot of special moments in this season, but I think you'll see maybe a few surprises. And it will air. I believe it's Memorial Day is when the launch date is set right now. But you know, we have so much fun on the set of Barbecue Showdown that it's almost like not work. It's just fun, and I'm so honored to be a judge on that show because I would never want to cook. It's I'm a nervous Nelly. I'm the Chicken Little of the barbecue world anyway when I'm competing. But these cooks really pour their heart and soul into what they do. And, I just want to make sure as a judge that I get it right.
It's a lot of fun, and I love getting to know the backstories of these
Yeah.
individuals, competitors, and just knowing just the heart that goes into it and the diverse group of competitors too, which is so beautiful in the world of culinary, but also in barbecue. And so let's talk about some barbecue tips for those that may be newer to the grill or those who've been known to start a few fires in their backyard, which I'm guilty of. What are some of your go-to barbecue grilling tips as we enter prime barbecue season, and then maybe some of your favorite products that you swear by?
Well, I'm a thermometer girl. I believe in taking temperatures. Of course, I'm known for cooking whole hogs. So it's a really long cook. But even if I'm grilling a steak, I want to make sure that I hit that perfect temperature. And like I said earlier, I've been in the restaurant business for 40 years. So, I can touch a steak and pretty much tell you what temperature it is when it's cooking. However, in order to be precise, and I am a little OCD, you have to use a thermometer. We have several different ones at the Barbecue All Stars. So depending on, what you're looking for, we have it. But, the other thing that I really find that helps me is having a passion for what I'm doing. If you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do as good a job. So, I don't cook unless I'm really feeling like cooking. And that to me is the secret to having great food. Uh, you know, make a hot dog and eat some chips if you're not feeling cooking a butt. Just don't do it. But when I first started out, I was so naive. I didn't realize that people bought commercial products, and there weren't a lot back then because, let's face it, there weren't even commercial grills back then. Again, I'm dating myself, but so I made my own rubs from scratch because I didn't know any better. I do think that along the years that definitely helped me because it was original. It was different than everybody else's. So I have a whole line of products that I use. I use them in competition. I use them at home. I use them in caterings. And, we try to find unique ways. But, I'm coming out with some injections, but I do have the flavor dust. I have olives and pickles and Worcestershire sauce, Cajun garlic sauce, barbecue sauces. So, I really stick with what I have created because that's what I love. So, find a flavor profile that you love and stick with that and see what kind of ways you can use it.
Great advice. And you are a successful entrepreneur. You're working tirelessly every day to not only advance your brand, but you're so passionate about the number of projects you are involved in. What advice would you give to an entrepreneur or small business owner looking to turn up the heat in their own industry?
Love what you do. You have to love what you do. I learned that I needed to diversify. uh, standing in a kitchen cooking pork, for 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes can get a little monotonous. So, I always took something from what I was doing and moved into a different lane. So whether it's writing a cookbook, knowledge, I think knowledge is one of the most important things we can have. And I'm not a purist. I think there are a lot of great ways to achieve barbecue. I think there are a lot of great ways to cook, and, don't knock it till you try it, but you have to love what you do, and try to keep it interesting by diversifying.
What puts a smile on your face when you look back at the work that you've been able to achieve in the competition realm, as well as teaching youth and valuable life skills through culinary practices?
Looking back over my career, and I've been asked this question, that's a great question. I've been asked this question many times. The biggest moment in my career is when I was inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. I did not think that I deserved it. I thought that there were people that deserved it before me. And, sometimes now I hear people say, well, it's about time that I got inducted. But I think that is such a privilege to be entered into this group of people that's voted on mostly by your peers, for them to say, hey, you're really good at what you do. And for me, that was probably my most humbling moment. When I got the phone call, I was actually driving down the road, and I had to look back to see if I was being punked, if there were video cameras or something, because it was not something that I expected, nor did I think I deserved.
Where can people go to learn more about you, World Junior Barbecue League, shop your products, or enjoy a slab of Memphis barbecue ribs?
From melissacookston.com, you can get to anything. You can get to Gold Belly, you can get to the Barbecue All-Stars, World Junior Barbecue League, but we need teams with the World Junior Barbecue League. So if you know of any teenager, we age range 14 to 18 or in high school, get them out cooking and enter competitions, and see what they can do. You might be surprised.
Melissa, you are a change maker. You are doing so much good, both in the barbecue industry, culinary industry, and beyond. We are so thankful for you to come on the City Current Show, and appreciate all your efforts to power the good.
Thank you so much for having me, and come see me soon. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.